love it when you tell me that these videos are part of your ritual on the weekends and that you watch them while drinking a cup of coffee or tea. I love that. Thank you for letting me into your home. I'm gonna have a little coffee myself. The other day when I finished work, I went to a garden party hosted by an old college friend. We've known each other since 18 years old, which is kind of hard to believe. Brennan met me there since he was coming from home. We had a great time. The party started a lot earlier in the afternoon. We got there like almost 8 o'clock, so it was the end. But I let the hosts know that that would be the case. We just came in, said hi. So afterwards, we were in the neighborhood. We were in Silver Lake, so we just got a quick bite to eat. And then we decided to swing by Akbar. Akbar is the bar in Silver Lake where Brennan and I met. So if any of you are curious, how did you guys meet? We met at a bar. It's as simple as that. I was there about to leave. Brennan came in and we just said hi to each other. He asked if he could get me a drink and he bought me a beer and he got himself a cola. And we joke about that now because it's not very a Brennan thing to do. But for some reason that night, he decided to have a cola. Anyway, so we decided let's swing by Akbar. And I'm glad we did. I don't remember the last time we were there, but it was nice to be out and about. It was the weekend. And in one section of the bar, it's kind of a devoted dance area. And we kind of danced a little bit, but mostly just soaked in the atmosphere, breathed in the fog machine. It was a lot of fun. When I first met Brennan at Akbar, this was 12 years ago, I remember the scent he was wearing because I asked him. He smelled really good. And it was Hinoki from Comme des Garçons with Monocle and Gendarme. And I thought, wow, that's advanced. You're layering. Very cool. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure what I was wearing, but it was probably Bois d'Argent from Dior because for years, Brennan referred to that as the Steve scent because I wore it so regularly. Still very nice. Yesterday, we decided to go to, I'm gonna have to restart since Brennan has an unsteady hand. You can pause it. We can start a new section. Okay. Yesterday we decided to go to Underwood. Yesterday we decided to get into a fall mood and go to Underwood Family Farms out in Moore Park, way out in the valley. But we wanted a dose of autumn, you know? It's starting to cool off just a little bit. It still feels like summer, but it feels a little bit like autumn. We would have gone there specifically to get a pumpkin, but we have this guy right here. So this pumpkin is from last year. Brennan picked this up at Home Depot, maybe? Where? Trader Joe's. He got this at Trader Joe's. Beautiful pumpkin. It's great. But like, why does it still look fresh? It's been over a year. It was just sitting there for the Halloween season, and then we just kept it there. The new year came around, and it still looked okay. And we're thinking, do we throw it away? I mean, it looks perfectly fine. It's not decaying or anything, but it's getting really old. So apparently it's the eternal pumpkin because there's no sign of age whatsoever. And just to make sure that it's not plastic, you know, it's not plastic. It's just a forever pumpkin. That's so cool. These are so sculptural. They're gorgeous. Oh my god, I wish you could smell this lavender. It's so strong. It's amazing. It was so nice to be out at Underwood because we went once before in the springtime. Really nice hanging out with the animals. So we brushed some goats. This is 8 tickets well spent. Hey, hi. How you doing? I could seriously just do this all afternoon. It's very comforting. Whoa! I've noticed that my new friend and I have very similar hair color going on. That's why we get along so well. Must be pretty good, huh? Brennan's gonna give this guy a good brushing. I mean, how cozy is that? I would love to get brushed while I ate. Your turn. You're so cute. You're so cute. Both Brennan and I grew up in areas of the country with a lot of cornfields, so we feel very at home right now. Maybe we should go this way. Dead end.
You're not very good at corners.
No, needs work. All right, Brendan's gonna feed some ducklings. Finally, here we go. They are into it. Like super into it. Okay. I'm gonna try it out now. You guys. You guys. You guys. I've got something. Here we go. It feels nice to be this popular. We stopped into the farm store and picked up some groceries. Okay, this is some Ojai wildflower honey. I'm gonna get this, as well as these green beans and the Brussels sprouts. We learned from the last time we were here that if we picked our own, it's a lot of work. And this is from the same place, but it's already done. So I'm just gonna pick these up now. And we had some tickets left, so we decided to hop on the Bumblebee train, which was surprisingly fun. It went around the entire farm, and it was great. The light was beautiful. You can tell it's autumn now because of these long shadows as the sun starts to go down. Really pretty. fragrance I was wearing both at the party in Silver Lake in Akbar and then yesterday at the farm was this guy. It's called Aristo Chypre and it's from Coty. Infiniment Coty. Coty, as you know, is one of the oldest perfume brands. It's been around since forever. And in fact, that style of perfume that I talk about all the time, Chypre, is from a perfume. Well, okay, Coty made a fragrance that's called Chypre from 1917. And that word means Cyprus, like the island of Cyprus in French, Chypre. So this was a very popular fragrance, very groundbreaking. And henceforth, any kind of fragrance that resembled it, which is basically a bergamot, labdanum, oak moss, patchouli cord, that's a Chypre. And I talk about it a lot because I happen to love this style of smell. So I was really excited that Coty came out with a new line, Infiniment Coty, and these are more modern, a little bit more transparent, contemporary fragrances, quite different from the original Chypre. But I wanted to know what Coty would do with another fragrance that had the word Chypre in it. And it's this guy. Really, really lovely. It has all of that structure of the Chypre, the complexity, but a little bit more transparent. I feel like the rose and the patchouli are just singing in this scent. It doesn't have huge projection. I mean, I don't think anyone noticed that I was wearing this, but I noticed. No, I take that back. At that little store, the farm store at the Underwood Family Farms, a woman who was working at the store walked by and said, "Are you the one that smells so good?" And maybe, but I was also standing next to all this lavender, like these sachets of lavender. So I said, "I think it's the lavender." Anyway, she seemed happy with that. So it was probably the lavender, but maybe it was the Chypre. What I want to do now is go through this box. I took it out of the perfume wardrobe and I don't know what's in it. So I wanted to just sort through them and see if there's anything in here that should go into the rotation now. So nice box. Obviously it's from Celine. I think I bought a candle at Celine. I did. And I think it came in this massive box, I would think, or maybe not. Maybe it was a perfume. I'm not sure. Something came in a massive box. Ooh. Ooh. There's some treasures in here. Okay. This is Millésime Impériale from Creed. Not something I wear particularly often. I heard that LL Cool J wears this fragrance? Or he wears Gendarme. He wears one of those fragrances. It's not really me. I'm not really sure why I have it in my collection, but I guess it's a classic. This is interesting. This is Royal Mayfair, also from Creed. Maybe my favorite fragrance from this house. I love it. There's this very strange mentholated tuberose in here, which gives it this kind of Barbasol effect, you know, like that old school shaving cream, but it's very distinctly floral, but a cold tuberose. Really elegant and really beautiful. I'm not sure why it's in the box and not in the rotation. I don't know if I'd wear it that much, but it's an important scent to me, so maybe that's why I'm preserving it and keeping it safe here. Ah, this is an old bottle of Zora from Anat Fritz. The perfumer who made this fragrance is Geza Schön, who does the eccentric molecule fragrances. There's so many that I love. In fact, Molecule 01 plus Patchouli has a particular smell that I smell in Zora as well. I like to think of this as the fleshed out version of Molecule 01 plus Patchouli, although this fragrance came out before Molecule 01 plus Patchouli. You're going to be hearing a lot of tip tapping because Suki is very unsettled. She's just like wandering around as we talk. What are all these samples? Oh, this is great. This is really great. Okay. This is Vinaigre de Toilette from Diptyque. I've always wanted this, and I've always wanted to buy a bottle. but I keep getting samples of it, so I don't need to buy a bottle of it. Let's put some on right now. I love the idea of grooming vinegars. I think I talked about that in another video. Really old-fashioned. And I remember when Diptyque came out with their grooming vinegar, they had all these uses listed. Like you could put it in some hot water to deodorize the air. Does this smell like vinegar? Not really, not in my opinion. It smells a little bit like Listerine, that mouthwash, very medicinal. Oh, that's really nice. I love it. Yeah, it smells astringent for sure. And I remember that in the dry down, it goes herbal, but dry herbs, you know, not like fresh green leaves. Dry herbs, a little bit dusty or powdery. Love that. Ah, okay, this is a treasure. This is Ubar from Amouage. Really, really special. Talk about Chypre. This is a Chypre. Very, very opulent and gorgeous. Has this fantastic translucent cap. Just looks very fancy. I love this period of Amouage in particular. They just smell like luxurious scents. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Ubar has a tarragon note that goes so beautifully along with those florals. As you know, I'm very fascinated by the idea of anisic notes with florals, and this is one of those. The brand so kindly gave this to me as a gratis bottle. All of us working at Lucky Scent and Scent Bar at the time were offered one gratis bottle from Amouage, and this is the one that I chose. I've never sprayed it because I want to keep it special and unused. No, I have sprayed it. I can smell it on the nozzle. That's how you know it's been sprayed at one point. Oh, that's lovely. I would put some on right now, but I have the Aristo Chypre and the vinegar, so I'll save this for later. Do I dare put this in my rotation, or do I keep it special along with Royal Mayfair? Let's think about that. On the way back from the farm, we were almost home, and then Brennan looked out the window and he's like, oh my God, is that a comet? And I was driving, so I couldn't really see, but it turns out it was a spacecraft. I think it was SpaceX, and it was so wild looking, this bright light, very, very high in the sky, but it created this halo of sorts, and it left this incredible trail in back of it. And the trail seemed to just be lit up. And we were trying to figure out, why is it so bright? I don't think it's reflecting the lights from the Earth, or the moon for that matter, but it was incredibly bright. It felt, I don't know, just otherworldly. A really interesting way to end the evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love our conversations. Oh my goodness, the last video where I talked about bottle designs, everyone came up with such beautiful bottles, where they told me about them, many of which I never even heard about, so I looked them up and they're fantastic. So let me know what you're doing to bring autumn into your life. It's a very nice time of year. I find it very cozy, and I'm so happy to be spending it with you. So I'll see you next time.
And all these toys that she brought over.